Can we bring back male yearning? Y'all don't yearn enough for me anymore. I don't understand why. It's getting to a point. Go back and listen to the old school music. That's the problem. Y'all listening to all this new school. But let's go back to the 70s, the 80s.
I'm not waiting no more longer for no oyster. We need the oyster.
Where the octopus at?
Sadly enough, when the lady at the beginning of this video started talking about why guys don't yearn anymore, it's because we don't see the kind of young ladies that we would like to yearn for anymore. And even if the young ladies were there, they have to fight against this image in the public view. Someone like Sukihana, or at least acting the way Sukihana is acting, should have been canceled in the black community. But the fact that she's celebrated, it just leads to more of the same.
As long as you got you should never be broke. So I'm just saying that. Because why be out here broke when you don't have to? Like, come on now. Not saying that you're using your, but this here is power. It's really power. And like my grandma say, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
It's heartbreaking to hear the previous young lady say that her grandmother instructed her as to how to use the power that she was talking about. And if you have 2 or 3 generations of grandmothers who essentially have embraced all of the norms that basically men don't want to see in wives, then essentially you're getting new generations of young girls that are essentially saying, my max power is in popping my pizza pocket. And that's how I get guys. And we can see now here in 2025, that's not what guys want. And it's not just young ladies growing up without the father in the home that's the issue. What happens when it happens with boys? The same problem. Now, imagine the kind of homes that a young boy grows up in where he is celebrated for doing this kind of action, celebration after scoring a touchdown. In 2 generations, if I had done that in youth football, my coach would have pulled me off the field and said, you're not going to play for this team anymore. And in this particular league, the coach is celebrating what he's doing. What happens when you've gone so far in a community that you've normalized things that were unthinkable 2, 3, 4 generations ago? You almost have to hit a reset button, to be honest with you, because there's no other way to do it. You can't take this programming out of this kid, especially when this is what he's supposed to be doing as reinforced by the adults around him.
How old are you?
11.
11, what grade are you in?
In the 6th.
6th grade. Do you intend to go to high school, Laura?
Yeah.
What would you like to be?
I'd like to be a teacher.
The beauty of the internet and social media is that anything that was filmed from any age can be digitized and uploaded onto social media, and we can have an instant window into the past. Here we see a young elementary school girl. She is not raised to have panic rooms or to think about safe spaces. She's just a well-mannered young student speaking very good English, and she is making it known she doesn't want to be a starlet. She doesn't want to be a singer. She wants to be a teacher.
I'd like to be a teacher.
What would you like to teach?
I'd like to teach the 5th grade.
What do you think about going to school here in Cranberry, New Jersey, Harriet?
I like it. I like it.
Well, good. Would you, do you have any idea what you want to do when you grow up?
Be a teacher.
Well, good. How old are you, Patricia Ann?
8.
What grade?
9.
9? What grade are you in?
4.
Do you have any idea what you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
What's that?
A nurse.
Otis, what would you like to do when you grow up?
Be a doctor.
You going to be a doctor?
Yes.
What kind of a doctor, do you know?
I'd rather be a dentist.
A dentist?
Teeth.
I really enjoy these kinds of videos that are a peek into the past because it debunks any idea that black kids simply can't sit still. And in this case, you see a young black boy who's saying he wants to be a doctor. Of course, it appears he doesn't really know how to become a doctor yet, but he has that dream and he knows how to voice it very distinctly. This is in stark contrast to what we often hear of the fact that black students can't sit still, they need to be on certain types of drugs, and basically they're not able to learn. We are not able to learn. But there was a kind of parenting that got us here, wasn't it?
We had mothers to raise us. They raised us to be women, raise our own children. Yes, see, y'all go pick them. All y'all want somebody you can put your hand on and whine and all cutting and all that foolishness. A woman has to be a woman. A woman places in a home.
What's funny to me about what Grandma is saying here is that if she said this in 2025, not only would the message be instantly rejected, but she would be canceled. The ladies earlier essentially told you where they think their true power is. Her saying that a woman's place is in the home is cancel worthy in 2025, but it's her truth. And it's the kind of truth that schooled young kids like you saw in the video earlier.
A woman has to be a woman. A woman places in a home. A man places to provide. And if he don't provide, then you don't need him.
So, Mama Agnes, what kind of women like us dudes just choose? How do you feel about us just choosing all these, you know?
I don't feel anything because I got my man. I've been had him for 54 years. And I always had to be a woman. I've been a woman. Look. I've been working since I was 7. I've been raising children since I was 5. I've been cooking since I was 4.5. And these women today, all they know is McDonald's, fast foods and stuff. They don't know nothing about cooking and feeding no man. Or wait till a man hardens through his stomach. Get your behind in there and cook.
Get your behind in there and cook. Oh, she's getting canceled for sheezy.
You know,
and feed him.
And what about the
and make sure he get up off his butt and go to work.
That's the most important point in this whole conversation about the 50-50 dilemma, if you will, is that if a man finds the woman that makes him just lose it, that makes his heart tick, he's going to work his knuckles off for that woman. But what we've come to understand now in the modern day is that if that young lady gets bored and she's going to leave with half your stuff and destitute and you can't see your kids, then no, you don't get that guy. You get the guy who is entering the relationship guarded from the beginning because he already knows. She liked me, but she liked 15, 20 other guys. So when she gets tired of me, she's going to, dust her hands of me and move on with whoever the guy was that she really liked.
His butt and go to work.
Is that something that's missing in this community?
No, the women's sorry. Now, they may not like me for saying it, but these young women today, they don't even raise their children. Their children raising them. Look, a woman place is to raise her children, and at the end of the day, tell their husbands which one they had to almost kill. That's how that go. That's why the juvenile center is so full, and they're expanding the jails because mothers.
You see why those kids were sitting still in that classroom? They didn't need any Ritalin. All they need was a grandma and a ma that say, hey, we don't play them games in this house. But that's gone. So now what should we do about it?
Fiction is now becoming a stark reality. Scientists in China have unveiled a concept that could forever change the meaning of life, of parenthood, and what it is to be a human. A new arms race is underway, not for military might, but for the very procedure of creation. Our next report telling you more.
We can all be certain that Grandma did not know that 50 years in the future after her interview that there would be a discussion about artificial wombs. But what she did know is that there was a way that had worked previously for a very long time. And once you stop doing that way, then people start looking for new solutions. In our lifetimes, especially me as a grown man, I have seen election after election after election of women talking about their body, their choice. They have the right to dispose of a clump of cells or a parasite if they see it fit, which is fine if that's their prerogative. But you also have to address the idea that what if a man wants to have a kid? What if he wants to have a kid that is not going to be shaking her tatas on OF when she turns 19 years old? Someone that's watching Sukihana and saying, I want to be just like her. How do you get yourself away from that? And this, the great equalizer, appears to be the first step in that direction.
Imagine a world where the act of pregnancy is no longer a human experience, but a technological one. A world where babies are grown in a sterile, artificial womb inside a machine. Something depicted in sci-fi cult movie The Matrix, it's the audacious new reality being pursued by Chinese scientists. They are developing what they claim is the world's first pregnancy robot, a humanoid surrogate capable of carrying a baby to term and giving birth. This machine, they say, will be equipped with a cutting-edge artificial womb that receives nutrients through a complex network of hoses and tubes. The humanoid, priced at around $1,400, being reportedly developed by Kaiwa Technology, a Guangzhou-based tech company. But with every breakthrough comes a burning question. Just because we can, should we? For centuries, pregnancy has been the most human of experiences. Replacing it with machines sparks fierce ethical debate. What does it mean for the sanctity of motherhood and the human bond between parent and child?
This issue has become so mainstream to the point where The Atlantic wrote an article very recently, The Growing Cohort of Single Dads by Choice. There is a movement of guys simply saying, I want to avoid the divorce court. I want to avoid the family courts. I don't want to get entangled with a woman who is going to try and take my child away from me or ingrain them in beliefs that I simply don't identify with, or even not even give the child my name. What Granny understood was that if we stop doing things the old way and guys want to keep doing things the old way, they're going to look for a way to do things with or without you. The young lady in the beginning was talking about how she wanted guys to go back to courting her, but she's wearing skin-tight clothes and she is revealing her body to anyone that will look. And if you're looking for a wife, a mother to your children, that's not what raised us. That's not what raised our parents. What raised our parents was a woman sitting in church, in a church dress, with a Bible in her hand, not showing all of her body to even her kids, her husband. That was the person that was to see her body. But now in today's modern environment, women get to show their bodies to all the men they want to in their 20s and 30s and have the benefit of science to swallow a pill and make things go away, or go a couple of months and decide, I don't want to have this child no matter what the guy who had the child with her wants. And so guys are now saying, well, in this new environment, at the very least, I want to raise my child. And it looks like we're taking the first step to make sure that if I don't want my kid, my little girl, dancing like Sukihana, I have complete control over what she consumes in the house. And if she needs to be nurtured, I can find an elder woman who cares about me to help nurture that child. And we can find a way around the benefit that many modern women have given up simply. That looks like the first step to a new black community, or at least a control. So at least if feminism overseas gets too crazy, we can look at the women overseas and say, I don't have to have a child with you because now science has given men a trump card as well. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care.